Hello and welcome. Music while I set up. Da-da-da-da. Always say GM on the live chat. It's probably the most important part. I mean, what else is there? And then I'm not able to send the message. Discord. This is via website. Ow. Dang it. Later. Charts. We'll automate that even more shortly, but you know, one thing at a time. Into push now. Etc. Well, starting. Watch coin apps. Right. Okay. Cool. So now let's get with the program. We probably will do a bit of watching Bitcoin collapse, which if you're watching this as a kind of recorded stream, it's probably not as much fun as if you're live. But, you know, it is what it is. So, welcome to the daily NFT market health analysis with me, Daniel Tenner, aka Swombat, where we're going to look at the state of the NFT market based on data, not just vibes. With this data that is currently actually quite misleading. So we're going to sort of, unfortunately, not be able to tell much today. We can still sort of try and decrypt something, but this chart is bollocks right now. So don't count this as anything other than a distortion. It's all Azuki basically. And what's happening in the other indices we'll see much more clearly because it's a rapid change. We'll see it quite clearly on the bar charts. A good reason why you want to have access to the bar charts rather than just the health index. Well, let's dive right in. So first of all, Azuki, the orange project. This is the last update that you're having. Like, please enjoy the orange color. This is the last update that you're getting with Azuki on there because it's coming off the index in the next few hours. Because this is not healthy activity. If you look at their chart, they've just been collapsing. I talked about it yesterday. Basically, the founder was found out to be came out proudly to have had learnings by basically scamming loads of people in the past. And somehow people didn't find that they could trust him so much after finding out that he'd scammed lots of people before. So current prices are, towards these listings, but like, if we go to sales, not all sales, collection sales, we're seeing stuff in the sevens, eights, like they're like, it's collapsing. It's going to continue going down. I think. I mean, the only thing that can stop it, I think, at this point is if they fire Zagabond and anybody associated with the project. If there is somebody who can do that, which is unclear, I don't know what the leadership structure is of that project. Maybe Zagabond is the person who's running the project, and maybe his core team is all the people who are involved in Zunks and Funks and all that sort of stuff before. In which case, they're just screwed, and there's not much they can do with Azuki other than maybe try to sell it to somebody else and just. But then, people would still be pissed off that they get to sell it, like maybe donate it to somebody else. I don't know. It seems like it's a poster child. It's become a poster child for why you want founders to be doxxed and why you want to know what their history is. When you want them to be really honest about their previous history in the market. Like a 7.347 sales just gone through, not good. Um, Two of them actually, interesting. Yeah, so Azuki is no longer. I mean, it was a top 10 project. It was doing amazing and everything. It's definitely like, the activity that we're seeing here is not representative of anything to do with market health. The reason why we have projects in the top 10 here is because they are supposed to be like their activity is supposed to be representative of the market. This is not at all representative of the market. So I'm going to dump Azuki. I didn't have the time to do it before this update, but it'll be done in the next few hours before the next update. I'll probably replace them with the next thing on the relevance ranking, whatever that turns out to be. and I probably need to generate a new relevance ranking for that because I don't think it's been running for a little while. We're seeing, if we ignore the orange, we can see that there was this kind of sell-off as the market was panicking. There might be another one now because the market is, if we check Bitcoin right now, we can see that it's like when I posted the thread, it was chilling like in sort of slightly green and stuff, or like it was very slightly red, like, and now it's gone down by like 2.5, 1.5K. It's kind of rebounded a bit. It was down by about 2K. I think it's going to continue going down. I don't know why. At least we're seeing good volume in this. Like, and today maybe we'll see like some more volume. And if this all adds up, we might even see something that stands out on the weekly chart, which, as I've been saying yesterday, would be a good sign. So anyway, we'll go back to Bitcoin later and see if it's still collapsing at that point. It was at 2,900 just a moment ago. So anyway, so if we look here, we can see that there's been that sell-off, which I think was because the market was panicking. It's now, volumes have now returned to very, very low levels. And this, we can see this very clearly on the other indices, like much more clear, or at least much more clearly on Zen Old and Zen New, where we can see here, like, a bit of a sell-off, people like activity increasing and then dying over the last 8 to 12 hours here and here. Here it seems to be, yeah, like the last 16 hours in this case. Yeah, so like 8 to 16 hours rather. And that's also the last drop is probably also partly due to gas being quite high. Ooh, hell, gas is 664 right now. It was 60 just a few minutes ago. Well, that's not going to be conducive to a lot of NFT trading, of course. That's probably connected to this Bitcoin collapse that's happening at the moment. So, I mean, a quick look at the top 10. Tomorrow we'll have a top 10 without Azuki. That will be a lot clearer because this is not true. This is not market health. What's probably happening is more like here. So what we're getting effectively is likely like a kind of repeat of what we had here. That's what I think is the right picture. So we have the ApeCoin release, and then it goes and go down. And now we've had the other side release, and it's going to go something like that. I reckon that's what's going to happen, and worse than there, because there the prices weren't collapsing quite so badly, and they were still like kind of fluctuating during this. Whilst right now the prices have also been dropping quite a bit. We'll have a quick look at the other price, the other indices as well, like Zeneca Old there. We're seeing there, like with a little bit of lag, because it's the market health index, which is more for seeing the trend rather than the immediate picture. That here it's kind of like the sell-off has kind of subsided. Maybe there'll be more of a sell-off if Bitcoin continues to crash, as people panic and they try to pull out everything and just fire sell everything. Although that's definitely not going to happen with gas 600. So we might see a drop in, like a much steeper drop in floor prices first, then maybe a rebound or something. Not floor prices, in volumes first, and then maybe a rebound. But at least this index is a little bit more representative of what's going on in the market than the top 10 right now, until I correct it later today. If we look at Zeneca New, there we're seeing also that sale, like the panic sale. There's probably going to be a drop, and then I reckon another panic sale, probably not that far, probably like this. And I don't know what's going to happen, just to be clear. I'm just speculating, but I guess you also come here to get my opinion about what might be happening. Finally, if we look at the women-led projects, we're also seeing the sell-off and the drop, again, with a little bit of lag compared to the bar charts. So it's basically like the bloodbath continues in the market. I'm continuing to rate this red because I'm basing this on, I'm already mentally correcting for Azuki, which will be removed in the next few hours, and seeing that volumes are dropping precipitously, and the fact that gas is super high and that crypto is generally like full of fear right now, as well as the stock markets. So let's have a quick look at crypto. Why not? Just for fun, just to make ourselves, like, I think it's helpful to look at the 1 hour chart right now, actually. And like, this is what's just happened. Drop from 31,500 to 29. So that's quite a drop. Did it happen even faster than that? Yeah, like over 30 minutes, it just dropped by that's like 2,000, almost like $3,500, 10% drop over 3 hours. And I assume that's probably related to Terra again. I don't know if it is. Um, Interestingly, if we look at like so, no, that was not a very positive day. I'm just looking at the regular stocks. Well, interesting, the UK stock market is actually up right now rather than down, despite all this stuff going on. I guess they don't care that much about crypto. Um, but it's still like, you see the last few days, there's a lot of fear in the stock market as well. This is probably a dead cat bounce. Do I have, oh, where's Luna? I had some Luna. Oh dear. And I think I bought like, okay, hold on, let me just inflict some pain on myself. I think I bought the Luna around here. And I thought, oh, it's doing all right. Like, it's not too bad. I'll just wait. It's going to go up at some point, like somewhere around here or something. And it went up and down and stuff. Well, I don't think it's going back up from this. Um, this is gone. And look at the volume on this. It's just the rest of the volume is invisible compared to this. Even on the weekly candles, you can barely see anything else. Whew. Well, so much for Luna. I had a good run. I wonder what Terra is at right now. I assume this is Terra also. USD, UST. How's UST doing? Ooh, it's a 0.35. Disaster. Yeah. So this is the disaster of the day. In fact, this is exactly like where you can map this. This is like as when this started going down, Bitcoin also crashed. This was crashing the whole crypto space at the moment. I reckon. I mean, I'm going to be harsh and say the sooner it actually goes to zero, the sooner we're rid of this systemic risk in the crypto market, and we can start like because as long as this volatility keeps happening and hope keeps going up and down and stuff like that, it's just not going to be good for the rest of crypto, and I don't think this thing is going to recover. So I mean, I could be wrong, of course. There could be probably a good degen bet in buying some Luna at the current price, just in case. Like if you buy $100 of Luna and it does go up back up to $100, which it probably won't, but if it does, then boom, you've made a 100x return on your Luna. But like chances of that happening are pretty low. So I wouldn't. I mean, it's definitely a complete gamble. And in the meantime, everything in the crypto markets is just going down along with it. The 1 minute charts, brutal. So yeah, this is the state of the market right now. It's just very, very volatile, and I use the expression "fog of war" in my thread. I think that's a useful, like a fair expression. Like everything's being obscured by either Azuki or Terra, and as long as those two things are unfolding, it's going to be difficult to tell what's actually like. It's going to be difficult to tell where the market is trending because it's basically like the volatility caused by those things is higher than whatever underlying trend there might be in the market. And then you also throw in that gas is 700 right now, and I don't expect the next bar here to be particularly high. I mean, I managed to buy some NFTs just before the gas shot up when it was 60. I scooped up, I swept a few floors of some projects. You already know about these projects. You already know I'm put into them. There's nothing new there. But I wouldn't do it now with gas 700. So the floors are probably going to drop further. Maybe I'll scoop up some more after the gas recovers. But definitely not with gas where it is right now. I'm glad I got them before then. Yeah. So, I mean, does anybody have any questions at this point, or at any point? So feel free to ask them. I don't know if I have answers, but I can do my best. I hope that I'll be able to also, like, no, I know that I'm going to be able to replace Azuki today because I already built the code for that. But what I'm trying to do is not invest too much time in maintaining these indices at this point because I'm building the new platform, and I'd rather put my energy there where I'll be able to have a lot more control over what's going on. I'll have like charts that are much more dynamic and easier to zoom in and out and all that kind of stuff. So bit by bit, I'll replace those with something better. What is your strategy for NFT investments in this bear market? do you think BTC will go to 18K? Okay, so let's take these one at a time. What is my strategy for NFT investments in this bear market? Well, it's kind of the same strategy that I've had for a while. I look for like long-term value. I look for projects where I think they're going to be around in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years. Like committed founders who want to make some kind of difference, who are doxed. First of all, I would not invest in an undoxed project. Not anymore. I bought into Crypto Coven, which was undoxed, still is, I think. But it's not something I consider one of my primary investments now. It's just I've de-risked already, and I'm just like seeing where it goes and whether it recovers and stuff. I might sell some at some point when it pumps, if it pumps again. Otherwise, maybe I'll sell out at some point. I don't know. But other than Crypto Coven, I just invest in doxed founders. And in projects where I feel like there's real utility. And what I mean by real utility is that at some point somebody is going to be wanting to buy that NFT to get the utility, not to get the investment opportunity, but to get the utility. They're going to buy it not for the income that they might make from it, passive or active, not for the community, which I heard a really good expression on one of the Bankless podcasts recently, a really good piece of wisdom from John O'Shaughnessy, something like that. Hold on, I'll find you the name of the podcast. I'll post here. It was my shows. It was on Bankless, and it was this one, Timeless Wisdom for Crypto Investors by Jim O'Shaughnessy. I'll post the link in the chat here. And the thing he said was narrative follows price. When the price goes up, like everybody comes up with narratives for why it's going up, and when it goes down, they come up with narratives why it's going down. And I think community does the same thing. So community to me is not enough to invest in an NFT, because while the price is going up, the community is always great, or like seems great. It's after it's gone through a bear and like price collapsed by 90%. If the community is still good, then you've got a good community. So yeah, my strategy is find those hard value, like real value, real utility projects that are trying to build something for customers rather than just for investors, and buy a bunch of those. Ideally like 20, 30, like buy them when they're very underpriced, which is going to be the case right now in this market. So there's going to be lots of opportunities to double down on existing bets, or to buy new ones that I hadn't found out about yet. Do I think BTC will go to 18K? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. So that's the review from later. Where's my charts? Sure, I had some coin charts somewhere. Apparently not. Must have closed it. Anyway, I don't think that Bitcoin will go to 18K, but I don't know anything. I think at 20K, there's going to be a lot of people willing to buy in there. I know a lot of my friends who are crypto skeptic who are like, yeah, I'll definitely buy in at 20K. So I suspect there's a lot of people waiting for it to hit 20K to buy. Maybe it will wick to 18K, but I think it's more that it will wick to 20K and not go much further below that. And I could be completely wrong. I'm not going to trade much on that. That's not it's just not worth all the effort for the returns that can be made. I think I can make better returns through investing in NFTs, so I prefer doing that. A lot of people are saying crypto is dying, but I don't believe that, since there is so much more money in this space. What do you think? Well, I mean, if I thought crypto was dying, I wouldn't be doing these videos or a podcast or doing these investments and things like that. I think crypto provides an essential fundamental platform, like social and economic platform for the future. And so I don't think it's dying. I think it's just like every time it collapses like this, there's articles that come out that say that, crypto is dying and stuff. And, we can try and analyze the psychological reasons why people want crypto to die, but it's not like I'd rather focus my attention on the positives to look at. And there's a lot of like one of the positives I see in this development of the market, where there's this crash, and like this proper crash now, because the last time we had this kind of crash was back in May last year. At the time I wasn't in NFTs, and I imagine it was quite a morose period in NFTs as well, but then it was followed by the kind of biggest boom in NFTs ever. unfortunately that boom also brought lots of low effort scammers and like con artists and ruggers and all that kind, or like all the people who chasing the get rich quick schemes. And yeah, I mean, I do believe that a lot of people are in the NFT market because they just want to get rich quick, and maybe some of my listeners are. And it's not a judgment, but it's like that mentality, that mindset about investing is actually ends up being harmful. I think it creates those kinds of, if I look at the top 10, it creates those kinds of events where everybody just gets so excited about this thing, buys in, and then when it never delivers on the hype, the market starts going down. It creates a lot of volatility. It makes things just go all over the place. It obscures real value as well. Um, so I'm actually seeing as a positive if people who are only in this to get rich quick. So, and to be clear, I don't have any problem with people being in here to make money. Quite low. Okay, I don't know why it'd be quite low. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. I can't fix the sound. I don't know if I can fix the sound very well. I can speak closer to the microphone. That might help. It's already at maximum at the moment. Okay, well, hopefully that helps. So, where was I? Yeah, like I don't have any problem with people wanting to make money from investing in NFT. That's kind of the point of investing. But it's like there's a difference between trying to make money by making an investment and hoping that, in the next 6, 12, 18 months you get a return, versus buying an NFT and hoping to get a 20x return in the next 2 days. And that second mindset, I think, is harmful ultimately, because it leads to people ambulance chasing the hype everywhere. And I don't think that leads to a healthy market, either from the people who end up building stuff to buy in this market, or from the kind of behavior that encourages from participants who are buying things. So I hope we're going to get a great flushing out of that behavior and of those builders, and more focus on builders that are trying to build something for the longer term, and buyers who are trying to buy something for the longer term. And I think that would be healthier, even if it's a bit less exciting. Do I think the Instagram integrating NFTs will pump the market? Probably not. We've had this story of this company is going to do this thing, and then the market will pump for first it was Twitter, and then Coinbase was going to launch an NFT platform, and everything was going to go up. And look at that, Twitter integrated, Coinbase launched an NFT platform, didn't make a difference. They did fuck. It did not make any difference. I think people who want to be in NFTs are already in NFTs. They know about it. And the way we grow the market is by making the market more attractive, so more people want to be in NFTs, not just by getting exposure. Everybody's heard about NFTs by now. I think those who want to be in it probably are already in it. It might be unrelated, but I'd love to ask. I'd love to ask if you know any good podcasts, episodes on tokenomics. When I approach projects, I cannot tell if their ecosystem is well built or not. I haven't seen good ones on tokenomics. It's not an area of strength. I mean, Bankless is probably the closest one, but they don't talk specifically about tokenomics. But I think for tokenomics, you can apply the same sort of mindset as for NFTs, which is asking, if this project is successful, why would anybody pay a lot of money for this token? What gives the token value? And if all you can find is the hype, the kind of because the project is hype, there's not many tokens, then the same is true for fungible tokens as for non-fungible ones. It's just built on hype. If the token has value because, for example, if a governance token is an example of a token that should accrue value as the project goes up, versus, for example, an expense token. I was looking always at there were some games launching back 6-9 months ago or something, and some of them had a token, and I was like, well, should I invest in this token? And I looked at what it was used for, and it was basically a substitute for ETH. It was a transactional token used to buy the NFTs in the universe of that game, and the only way that would go up is if just through pure speculation. There was no real reason for it to go up. In fact, it should stay stable in order for the game to be stable. And so I didn't buy that. And like, you know, try to find what's the fundamental reason that's going to drive the price of the token up. And it can be difficult, but that's the key that you need to hone in on, I think, for fungible and non-fungible token. Why would somebody pay a lot of money for this, even if there's not a lot of hype? In my opinion, is that this is a bit of manipulative marketing, since the international currency is kind of losing value to cryptocurrency, since a lot of companies have started to use crypto as a payment. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Lorenzo, but feel free to clarify. Off topic, sorry Daniel, I had to refresh the metadata on your unrevealed ENSs out of curiosity. If anything, I saved you a couple of clicks. Oh, go for it. Thanks. Because even good projects with founders that have honest intentions might go to zero because they're not managing their ecosystem well. Yes, that is true. Yeah, I mean, if you need good execution and good intentions, you know, you don't need to just have good intentions. So the strongest projects are going to be the ones with founders who you believe are likely to execute really well, which typically is going to be founders with a history of executing really well. Like, you know, they can do it if they've done it already. That's why, for example, I'm bullish on Meta Angels. Disclosure, I own a whole pile of Meta Angels by now, because I know those founders have a lot of execution history between them, and I believe, like, you know, in this market opportunity, they're going to do a good job. And you know, I'm happy to be patient and give them time to execute. I would invest in another project if NFT Llama starts another project, which he's not going to do that for a while because I think he's very busy with Llamaverse. But let's say, you know, a couple of years from now, he decides to start another project. I've seen this dude work. I know his work ethic. I know his ethic as well. Like he's made good ethical choices, and so I'd be willing to back his next venture. And that's like, but that's the execution, not just the ethics. Some great projects struggle a lot with community. Yeah, I mean, but that's part of the execution, the community in this space. Gucci have started to accept crypto to buy their products, and since the crypto is not really controlled by anyone, the banks and the international currency as Euro and USD is losing value. Well, yes and no. I mean, if you look at, so let me reopen TradingView. If you look at the US, what's called the Dixie, I think it's called. That's the sweet short name for it. This is the USD value at the moment. It's not losing value. It's doing quite well. In fact, usually when it does this well, crypto starts doing very badly. And it's actually remarkable that crypto was doing okay in this period while it was shooting up, or it was not doing as badly as it might have done. So people are still seeing these as safe haven currencies, the USD in particular. So it's not happening yet. I agree that in the long term, USD as currently defined would lose value, but then who knows, maybe the US will pivot to making their own stablecoin, hopefully better backed than Terra. Let's hope so. Otherwise, the same kind of scenario will end up happening. So yeah. Okay. Are there any more questions? We're heading into the 30 minutes range of this live stream. Thanks for letting me know about the sound. If there's ever a problem with the sound or anything, please let me know as soon as you notice it, because I can probably do something about it, but I probably can't do anything about it if I don't know about it. It's one of those things, like I don't have the ability to read minds and things like that. I see that Bitcoin has decided to stop collapsing for now. That's nice. It's rebounding a little bit for now. We'll see how long that lasts. I wouldn't, even if I was wanting to gamble on cryptocurrencies, I wouldn't gamble right now. It's just like, it's so volatile. It's just, you might as well go to a casino. Like, you'll have better odds. Like, my experience of trying to gamble on crypto last summer is that it tends to do exactly the opposite of whatever I decide that it might do, even if I incorporate the fact that I believe that's going to do the opposite of what I think it might do into my thinking. I'm pretty sure, like, I think the support is at 29K rather than 28. So if we go back to here, 28.9, like 28.89. I think it will break that support. I'm pretty sure it will. I don't know, of course. I have no idea. Ben Cohen is probably a better person to look at, and he looks at stuff like there's a kind of 200 week, or like, what was it? It's not the 200 day, because that's, where's the 200 day? No, yeah, he's got another one, a 200 week band or something, and he reckons it might dip. Like he's drawn, if you look actually, like I'll point you to the video specifically. He's got a really good video about this out yesterday. It was this one. I really recommend watching this one. I'll post the link here. And he reckons it's likely to repeat, like actually I'll just use this screenshot there. He reckons it's likely to repeat the scenario that we had here. I think here. And it's likely to drop and stabilize here and then drop some more. And at that point, I think it will definitely reach 20K. It might even go below that. So, cool. Yeah. But watch that video. It's really short. He's very concise. It's 13 minutes, and he gets a lot of information across in that time. So I recommend watching that. So I think that's going to be it for today. So I'll put the music back on. And yes, like, you know, just don't worry too much. Like, the market is going to do, like, this is a crypto market. It does its crazy shit. Don't overexpose yourself. Like, the way I look at it is, only put in money that where you know that, okay, if the market really turns against you, you can just sit on it for another year, and when the market recovers, you'll be up at that point. And either that, or, you know, day trade and, like, you know, be really on top of managing your trades. But that's not me, so I can't do that. So for me, it's like I just only want to buy stuff where I know that if I forget about it for a year or 2 years or 5 years even, it's going to be up at some point. And that way I can just sleep more easily at night. So thank you very much for your time and your attention. Later on today, I will be reviewing Pop by Chris Cantino, which is part of Crypto Packaged Goods, I think. Anyway, there's a Pop thing. I'll try and figure it out live. So thank you very much. Thanks, Greg. I love you too. And I'll see you later in about half an hour or tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and let's hope that... I mean, I kind of do hope that Bitcoin does have its market capitulation this week. Like, if we get to that thing where there's a weekly volume thing that is actually like standing out like this, that would mean that the market might start to turn around soon. So the sooner it happens, the better, I think. But, you know, that's just me. Have a wonderful day. Take care. See you soon, in half an hour maybe. Bye bye.